What's up, YouTube? In this video I'm going to attempt to show you how I learned to play Dimebag style Floyd squeals. Now there's a video of Dime showing you that Young Guitar did of him before a show in Japan. That's how I learned to do it, and Dime's obviously a million times better than I'll ever think about being, and a great teacher too. I think he does a good job of showing you how to do it, but just a couple of things that I noticed learning to do it, and for what I'm talking about. Dimebag squeals like you hear in cemetery gates. And when Dime's teaching you in that lesson, he talks about flicking the string, dumping the bar, and catching the harmonic. And if you watch Dime do it, he will do it in a couple different ways because he's Dime and he can do anything he wants, but you'll watch and he'll catch the harmonic with the side of his finger and with the tip of his finger. Now I can't really do it with the tip of my finger as easily as I can with the side, and you'll also notice, and he talks about it, the two techniques. You can use the Steve Vai technique, as he says, or just more of the standard technique. In the video he says that the Steve Vai technique gives you probably more control, and I agree with him. I can do it both ways, but it's definitely easier in my opinion to start off like this. I think a lot of people that are going to try and learn to do this will probably start the front way. I do think he's right. I do think you get a lot more control going backwards. May look a little silly doing it, but much easier. Something else, I think most people that are going to do this and learn this, and so far that I've been playing it, they flick the string on the fret that they want to catch the harmonic. And I think it might actually be easier if you're catching the harmonic with the side of your finger like I am to actually flick the string in front of the fret, i.e. if you want the 3rd fret harmonic, flick the 4th fret and then come back, instead of flicking on the 3rd fret and coming up. See, I can't do it that time. And Dime doesn't really talk about it in the video, but something I have noticed, he teaches you everything on the G string, and obviously this technique works on any of the strings, but when you play the high E string, it's more difficult to flick that off because you're losing the string off the side of the note. If you pull it, if you push it, it's just more of a clumsy technique that I don't think a lot of people, when they would do something like that, and then other styles of playing are used to playing that way. Also, if you're trying to do this, it's difficult, in my opinion, or more difficult to do the technique on the wound strings, i.e. what would typically be the E, A, and D strings. So you can do it, obviously. But when you're first learning, do what Dime shows you, do it on the G string. Dime also talks about being able to cover a fret and transpose everything, i.e. if you had your index finger, say, on the 1st fret of the G string, your harmonics are no longer at 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 12th. Now everything would be one up, so it would be 4th, 6th, 8th, and so forth. That makes sense if you've been playing guitar that long, but I think it's kind of difficult, so I'm kind of curious if anyone knows, write me what songs he would have used this in, and just to try and show the technique. Now when you're flicking the string, you're having to do it probably with a finger that you're not as comfortable playing with or flicking with. So in other words, I can't do it today. But he shows you the technique, but I'm not exactly sure when he used it or if he ever used it in any of his songs. Something else to think about that he doesn't talk about in that quick little video where he teaches you, the technique that you're going to use on the frets that are closer to the nut versus, say, the 12th fret is slightly different. The string definitely has more of a slack feel when you're playing up at the 12th, so I think it's more difficult to catch those harmonics on the, say, the 9th or the 12th than it is on the 3rd or the 5th. So when you are practicing, I would just try and do it on the 3rd, and then as you get better at that. But the speed at which that you need to dump the bar, sorry about that, guys, but the speed at which you need to dump the bar at the 12th fret is much quicker, than, say, at the 3rd. And I guess my last thought on this is that when you are doing this, you watch Dime do it. He's really making those strings go slack, and Dime could do anything that he wanted. But you really don't have to move the bar that much. When I'm doing the reverse technique on the 3rd fret, I'm probably only flicking the bar maybe a ½ inch, maybe less. Really not that much. And as I said a moment ago, you don't have to dump the bar that fast at the 3rd and the 5th. At the 12th, you're going to dump the bar much quicker to catch that harmonic. Also, the sustain at the 12th fret seems to be a little less to me than at some of the other frets, so something to think about as well. At any rate, I know I didn't discover anything new. I'm just some thoughts here after watching Dime show everyone how he did some of his stuff, and hopefully it helps you learn how to do some of Dime's playing techniques. Thanks for watching.